Hi, and welcome to a Winner's Corner that this Saturday offers us a V75 round at Romme Racetrack. And we'll get to see Propulsion again. He's getting ready for the big challenge he has in the end of January, Prix d'Amérique. And Mike, sports-wise, this is a good round then, but how is it betting-wise?
It's a fantastic round. I'm really looking forward to seeing Propulsion. But you know, everything in the life of Propulsion at the moment is geared at the Prix d'Amérique. So I'm going to go against him this Saturday. I think he's got more important things ahead of him, and I've got a good bet against him that's going to pay off very nicely.
He is the biggest favorite in the round. A lot of people might be surprised for you going against him.
Yeah, but you know, I've got a feeling it's going to be a préparé race. He could definitely win it nonetheless, but on track Piraten is the one I'm going to go for. I think he offers better value for money here. I think Propulsion is going to go slow off the gate. He's going to end up among the last there. I don't think he wants to take the death seat early in this race, and I think on track Piraten will be allowed to slow the pace down a bit, and then we're going to see a very fast last lap and a great battle between the two giants here in this race.
And we're talking race 7. And Mike, you start off then with a win bet on number 3, On Track Piraten, in this race 7.
Yeah, last time he was parked first on the outside. He didn't really have a chance that time, but he still put up a strong performance. And I think he's in good form. Now it's at his home track here. Well, almost. Rome and Rättvik are very close. And I think Hans Strömberg really has his mind set on winning this race, while Propulsion is aiming for bigger things.
Very well then. So we start off a win bet there in race 7 on horse number 3, On Track Piraten. We move on to race 8. It's V75 4 and it's a class 2 race over full distance, and you are offering us another win bet.
Yeah, the favorite here, number 4, Kim B. Crown, stands out in a class on her own, but on his own. But I think there's a big risk he's going to break in the start. So instead, I'm going to go for number 1, BBS Poetry. With the circular start, number 1 is definitely the best post to have. BBS Poetry has shown pretty good capacity in a couple of V75 class races. Last time, the horse went really fast the last 600-700 meters, but ran out of gas a little bit. But that was against really tough competitors on the V75. This time, I think Jenny Björk has a good chance to take the lead here. And from the lead, I think this outsider could prove difficult to take down.
So another win bet on an outsider here in race 8, number 1, BBS Poetry. Race 9, the 5th leg in the V75 round, is a race of a sprint distance. And here comes your third win bet suggestion of the day.
Yeah, this one's not going to be an outsider, though. I think this is going to be a favorite, but a favorite that's worth betting on, because I think we're getting decent odds on Reverend Wine. Went off as a favorite last time on the V75, failed a bit, but remember his win from 2 races ago when he was way back. He was last with 300 meters to go, and then over the final stretch at Solvalla, he was just flying low. Last time, maybe a little bit of a disappointment. I think many of the bettors are going to be a bit disappointed, and I think we're getting decent odds on him this time. He's up against much easier horses than last time, so he should be a huge favorite in this race, but I think we're getting good odds on him anyway.
Number 4, Reverend Wine, is the horse that we place a win bet on in race 9. We move on to the daily double that we have in races 10 and 11, and DD1, it holds a big field with 15 mares. And I know that you have a very interesting suggestion for us here.
It's a real outsider here. It's a horse that's always overlooked, trained by a small amateur trainer, and a pretty capable racehorse who's in the form of her life. Number 10, Celine Palima. The way she's raced the last couple of races, I don't think she's ever been better. Look at her here. She's last with 300 meters to go. She's 4 wide through the turn there. And once again, another horse that's flying low over the final stretch. Strangely enough, with the same driver, Anders Eriksson, is really coming into his own now. A very promising young driver, son of Ulf Eriksson. Celine Palima, in the form of her life, I think that she deserves to be one of the favorites here. Kind of a tricky post, but once again, with a driver in form, a horse in form, I think that she could come out on top here and really overlooked in the early bets.
DD2 is the bronze division race over the long distance, 2,640 meters. And your banker here, number 5, Velocity TV, got disqualified in his last race. Doesn't that worry you the least?
Well, it does. Several of Timo Norma's horses have had difficulty. Last time, I think Velocity David, I think that was just an accident. The horse was heading for the lead or took the lead and then just went off stride without trotting poorly or anything. I think he just hit his knee or something like that. So I'm not all that concerned, but I must say that Timo Norma's horses several times the last few weeks have looked rather poor. So that is a bit worrying. But Velocity David, way better than the rest here.
So as usual, when Mike offers us a DD suggestion, we have one single combination for the daily double this Saturday. The V75 round this Saturday is something, of course, that our expert Mike has been studying hard to, and hence he has a suggestion for a V75 system that he recommends us to build, or how he recommends us to build the system. And here is his suggestion. 3 bankers, it is, Mike. We've talked about 2 of them, number 4 Ever and Wine in the 5th leg and number 5 Velocity the V in the last leg. So let's focus on the 3rd banker that you've chosen in the Silver Division in the 1st leg, number 5 Global Trust. He had 3 straight wins before his last race. Then he got disqualified. How reliable is he as a bank, do you think?
Well, once again, the Timo Norma's horses have come out every once in a while on the track and trotted rather poorly. But Global Trust, I'm hoping he's back in form. Timo Norma's has several really good chances on the V75 this Saturday, and Global Trust will win this if he stays trotting. He's up against easier horses than normal, and from a good post as well. I think he'll be let to the lead pretty early on here. So as long as he stays trotting, I think he should win.
We move on then to the 2nd leg, V75-2, because that race we haven't talked about either yet. Race with 15 mares of a full distance circular start. You mark almost half the field. How safe are you with that?
Well, relatively. It's always nice to mark as many horses as possible, but it is a wide open race. I would say that we could very well see a huge upset here. It's mares and it's 15 horses, relatively inexperienced drivers on several of the horses, so a lot of strange things can happen in this race. My first pick is number 1, Cyborg. I think Kevin Oscarsson has a good chance to take the lead, and in these open races, the lead is very valuable.
One more question about your system, Mike, and that is on V75-6, because you recommended number 10, Celine Palema, on your DD system, but here you take 7 horses now. Do you regard Celine Palema to have the best chances of winning this race, or is it one of the other horses that you think has a bigger chance of crossing the finish line first?
I regard Celine Palema as offering the best value on the bets. The best chance, well, the 20-meter handicapped horses are really strong, all 3 of them. So normally the 3 handicapped horses would have the best chance, but Celine Palema seems to be so overlooked on the early bets, at least, that it's much more interesting than betting on a favorite in such an open race.
And this means that we have 490 combinations for the V75 system this Saturday. More information about this race day at Romme Racetrack you, of course, find at our website, swedishhorseracing.com. And with that, we wish you the best of luck with your bets now to Romme Racetrack this Saturday. Bye-bye.